Hi guys, I'm Hex Trojan and welcome back to Gaming Hexer. Well, it is now episode 3 of our survival let's play in our star system world. We are series 2, so to bring you up to speed, we've been up into the upper atmosphere, up into low orbit, and we've put up a station up there. We've been just making little tweaks to it to make sure it's exactly what we need. So I'm going to show you what I've done up to present. Let me just go out here. I was hearing a crackling noise like something was damaged, and I've been looking at my rover and you can see the flip mechanism has broken off for some reason magically by itself, and also it appears to be the same thing that happened to the rotor that was up there. No idea what happened. I'm sure it's there's a logical explanation. You'll notice that I've made a few changes to the ship. Basically, we still have the same facility of having hydrogen thrusters and the like. I've put landing gear on the bottom so we can make a more controlled landing in the right position, so we're not having to do sort of aerial acrobatics to just to land safely. And also I've added on these atmospheric thrusters, just enough to compensate not having to use so much of the hydrogen. So I've been mining away a lot of the ice, some around here, some around the other side of the base, and I should have some in here, I hope. Did I already move it to the... I might have already moved it to the other... There it is up there. I lost my ship. I might have already moved it into here to facilitate the moving it across. Let's just have a look at that quickly. Yeah, there's 68,000 in that one. There's 11,000 in the connector itself, and I should have some already transferred across, so my hydrogen tanks should be full for all intensive purposes. Turn my dampeners on, let's unlock, and we're going to go have a look. Let's clear up that view a bit. That glitch, I'm pretty sure, in the light is caused by them hydrogen thrusters. I'm pretty sure. To excuse my tenderness, I've crashed this way too many times. I've had to replace that grinder on there about 400 times, which is fairly annoying. Is my connector switched off? No, it's not. Right, so if I just quickly go to I, I'm not connected up to it, but as soon as I press P, this I should fly out. So I'm going to move a lot of these components across as well, which I've been harvesting materials to bring up to the base so I can get some relays up and running like I promised. So we're going to do that. Let's have a look. Right, P, and just quickly to see, is the ice going across? No, it's not. Maybe I'll have to drop it across. Oh, do you know why? Because my oxygen tanks, oxygen generators, you can see, are full. This one's not. Maybe it just has no need to pull them across. That's why it's being silly like that. That's got as much as it can hold. This one, and then the excess can go into a cargo container. So you can see there's plenty of ice. I should have close to 400,000 ice. Hopefully that's not going to weigh me down too much. Alright, so we're going to undock. I might do is go down here and dock this up over here. Slow and steady wins the race, so they say. See? Oh god, I'd be a terrible helicopter pilot. Apparently they have to go through all this training where they they reverse the controls on the joystick and they need to still like be super sharp on the joystick. Now that's something I know I would be useless at. There we go. Just going to secure up our base. Bit of distance on it so I can get out. Right, I'm going to jump in here. Put some spotlights on it as well because it was getting fairly frustrating, because every time I landed this craft down here it seemed to be night time, which was annoying to say the least. Rightio, what we're going to do is close off these doors. I should really just have a hotkey that closes all the doors on the cockpit that I use when I'm in atmosphere. There we go. I think I would have learned that by now, which keys do what, but there we go. Such is life. We are decompressing air in here at the moment, so what we want to do is put my helmet off. I'm doing it right now. I think because my oxygen tank is full, it will say that it's decompressing, but it won't take any air from the room because, well, thing's full. It's got nowhere to put the oxygen, as it were. Depressurize off. Room pressure 84%. It will have to do. Just out of curiosity. Am I using ice? A tiny bit, by the looks of it. A tiny amount, very slowly. Obviously now it's just having to compensate for filling this room with air and me breathing it. No longer the hydrogen tanks, because they are full. Praise be to the Lord. Right, what I might do quickly, because that will become fairly annoying for some people, is not that, is I'm going to move my webcam to there. That's much better. Now my game is down there somewhere. Right, lads, so you know the score. We are going to take off, and this is the first time I would have tried to take off now using the atmospheric thrusters and then kicking in the hydrogen after. So let me just see what I'm on. The dampeners are now on. So we're going to lift up the ship, and it seems to have plenty of lift, but obviously the major thrusters are on the underside, so I'm going to have to get lift this way, and then when I start to lose speed, hence I'm losing power to the atmospheric thrusters, I'm going to point myself up, flick them hydrogen thrusters on, which are hotkey to number 8, you can see there. But you can see I've already managed to gain 2,000 meters. I should get to 3 at least before I start dropping, and that's that much hydrogen that I wouldn't have used. No, it's going further. So what, I might get to 5. Maybe it's 4, we'll see. Well, it's even better. 4,000, 5,000, still maintaining good speed. I think it may, if you look at my atmospheric thrusters, you can see the flames getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and we're dropping. So 8, point up, go. I think that went pretty smoothly. That is probably our smoothest takeoff that we've had to date. So, pleased with that. No complaints. And I, on that note, will be back once we reach our space station, and we're gonna, from there, we're gonna see what we can do about getting some sort of relay between us and the moon. Okay? So, I'll be back when I'm back. Right, so we're back, and by I mean we're back, I mean I've reached the station. However, I had realised halfway up, climbing out of the atmosphere, that I had forgotten to do a simple little thing, which was move across all those components that I had spent ages processing and building and stuff from the smaller ship down on the surface. So I had to fly back down to the base and transfer them across onto here. Now that's done, and I came back up and docked onto here. That's done now. Right, you might remember in the previous episode, and before I open my mouth any further, I'm just going to double check that I did actually do this. There should be a couple of waypoints between here and the moon. Where's the moon? There. Right. At least I believe I set a couple of waypoints of possible relay. So let me just... What is that? One again. Let me get rid of these ones. It will clear up the HUD a bit. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was just going to do it en route. Let me see where that hex... Yeah, no, there's one. You see, it's exactly almost 49,000 to 50,000 meters away. That's where our first relay is going to go. And basically it's just going to consist of some solar panels, possibly just 2 is all I'm going to need, but we'll see. Some solar panels, a battery or 2, a large antenna, and I'll see about cargo containers and stuff. I might not need them, but we'll see what we have the resources for, because I might need to build a couple before I actually get to the moon. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to fly over there, and we're going to set up ourselves a little relay. Of course, the whole purpose of the relay is to have a line of communication, and because all of these antennas will be within range of each other, that means the base on the planet's surface will be able to contact via this station, and the 2 relays between here and the moon are based on the moon. So say if you decided, oh, I'm going to fly down from the moon base, I'm going to fly to the habitable surface, but you want to set up a production order or something so that when you get there it's done. You don't have to fly down there, do it manually, because then you spend all that time flying around, traversing about the solar system, and then you get there, and then you have to wait all that time to process all these materials and stuff, and it could already be done for you, waiting for you. So that's the point. Anyway, helmet off. And I want to be careful pulling away from this station that I don't drag it with me, because it's only being held in place with a few tiny thrusters. Let's get a view of this. If I press P, then I go down. There we go. So we're going to head towards that first one, which is behind us. So you can see here, there's all the components that we should be more than enough now to do what we've got to do. And it looks like a load of our ice has been pinched by that station, which is fairly frustrating, but we're doing alright, considering all we need to do is get a straight path towards here. Top speed off, and we just coast the rest of the way. Right, so I'll be back when we arrive at our destination. We start to do a bit of a build. Right, so we are approaching our first waypoint. Hopefully I'll slow down just in time to get there. Right. Of course, we don't have to build directly onto this waypoint. We just need to make sure we are under 50,000 meters. Hold on. Dampeners are on, good. Trying to figure out why I'm flying all over the place. Let me line up, here we go. Here we go. So we are, I'd say, pretty much perfect as to where we want to be. This is where we're going to build our first relay station. And I imagine there's going to be another one before we get to the surface, but we'll see soon enough. Oh, put my helmet on. There you go. So I'm going to go over to close enough to this waypoint anyway. That should be fine. You can see the distances involved now. So we have 80,000 meters to our surface base, 50,000, almost 50,000 meters to our stations in low orbit there. And this is where we're going to build our station. So let me get the steel plates I'm going to require to get the basics down, and you guessed it, we're going to go for another time lapse. So I'll be back at the end of this build, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. Guys, we're approaching the moon, and it would appear that my memory or my maths, one or the other, was a bit off, because it's saying we are about almost 30,000 away from the first relay and only 12,000 meters away from that platinum deposit on the surface of the moon. So that's less than 50,000 kilometers, which means the next relay essentially is the base on the moon that we can build. So with that in mind, I think what I might do is just set down on the moon, put the beginnings of a base up, which is just going to be a relay basically, an antenna, maybe a camera as well, so we can keep an eye on the area, which is actually really handy. Actually, I don't have to have any more relays. So we're just approaching the surface now. We're 7,000 kilometers away. I just had a fuel critical moment there, but it's just because the ice ran out. But I have almost four full tanks of hydrogen, which should be enough to land me down here and get me back in one piece quite easily. And don't forget, on the other side now, I'll be using the atmospheric thrusters to slow me down, so I won't need as much hydrogen as I did the first time round, which is always good. 4,000 meters, I think I should probably start kicking in. Yeah, I don't want to crash, so I'm going to enter the gravity well in a second, so I don't want to hurt myself. Right, I might have been a bit preempt on that. Right, we're in the gravity well now. My speed is picking up. Let's see if we can bring this in for a decent landing. Let's do this properly. Where is that platinum deposit? It's over there. We are 42,000 meters away from that relay, so that's perfect, really. And we want to find somewhere nice down here to sit down. Right, this should be a good spot. It's always a good feeling when you finally get to where it is you want to go. Dampeners off, we want them off. And we'll just settle, and I'm going to turn my hydrogen thrusters off. There we go. And we're back here again. Let me do one thing quickly. I'm going to swap out that 15% oxygen for this one maybe. That we've gone into the oxygen generator, but there is no ice in there. Hold on a minute, why are we shaking like that? I'll tell you what I might do is I might just unlock the landing gear. Maybe we'll leave it unlocked because it's not going anywhere. sake. There we go. Platinum, nickel, for some reason all the way over here. So, let me see how far we are. 42,000 meters. This is where our next base is going to be, right on this spot. But guys, I'm not going to bore you with it. For now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you in the next episode. So bye for now.